5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From SIU Carbondale, welcome to this episode of Saluki Home Companion. And now, please welcome the host of our program, the voice of Saluki sports, Mr. Mike Reese.
Thank you. Appreciate the applause. How about some applause for the Saluki drumline? They led you in here tonight. And I feel right at home when the Saluki mascots are here, and would you join me in an applause for them too? The Blairs take care of them, Jim and Vicky. Thank you. Those are 2 of the 10 Salukis that the Blairs have. This is a live broadcast from the beautiful Shryock Theater here on the SIU campus. This building is in its 100th year. 100 birthdays for Shryock Auditorium. That's quite amazing. And we're here tonight to celebrate another birthday, the 75th year anniversary of the SIU Foundation. We'd like you all to take a few moments and watch a retrospective that we've put together for tonight. As you just saw, the SIU Foundation has a long, proud history of accomplishment. And here to speak to that, please welcome SIU Foundation Board of Directors President, Roger Tedrick.
Mike, as current president of the Southern Illinois University Foundation, I feel fortunate to participate today. As you saw in the video, since 1942, our mission has been to maximize private support for SIU and to assist the university in achieving its long-range goals. We've done this by soliciting and accepting gifts, by managing and investing funds and property prudently, and by distributing them for educational and charitable purposes. This is who we've been for the last 75 years and who we'll continue to be for the next 75 years. I want to thank all the donors who have contributed to the university through the foundation. You are the fuel that powers us and helps keep the university moving forward. You contribute for countless reasons, and the results can be seen on a daily basis when walking this campus. You see students who are enhancing their lives. You see faculty who are doing groundbreaking research and serving as mentors to our next generation. And you see facilities that have improved through the generosity of private donations. Our celebration is actually a celebration of you, the individuals who are willing to share their resources to make the world, and specifically SIU, better. To those of you who have served as a member on the foundation board or on a foundation committee, thank you for giving your precious time and talent. Volunteers have stepped forward for 75 years to make this organization work. They don't receive pay. They know very little recognition, and they travel to these meetings at their own expense. This group of dedicated alumni and friends, both past and current, are the lifeline of the foundation. We are forever in your debt. And to the foundation staff, we thank you for the professionalism and commitment you provide on a daily basis. We rely on you to turn dreams into reality and to keep our promise to donors. I know I speak for the current board and all past board members when I say thank you for giving your best to see us achieve our mission. Again, I'm fortunate to stand before you tonight as we celebrate the Foundation's 75th year of service. There is much we can be thankful for, and we still have much more to do in the years to come, and I hope you all will be a part of it. I invite Susie Rashid, President-elect for the Foundation, to join me as we introduce inaugural Foundation Award recipients. Susie?
Thank you, Roger. Good evening. I am Susie Rashid, and I will become President of the Foundation on July 1st. As part of this special 75th anniversary celebration, the Foundation is introducing 4 new awards to be presented annually. These awards are our way of recognizing those people who have impacted the Foundation in a very special way. After we read the award description, the honoree will step forward to receive the award. A plaque listing recipients will exist on each award and will hang in the Foundation office. The Outstanding Student Philanthropy Award recognizes a student who has encouraged investing in future Salukis and the campus as a whole. Our first recipient is Sarah Hollis. Sarah, will you come on stage, please?
Hi, Sarah. Congratulations. Let's walk right up here. Susie?
Sarah is a native of Battletown, Kentucky. Her father, Thomas Hollis, is a 1984 Ag alum and works as a farmer. Her mother, Sheila Hollis, attended SIU for 1 year and has worked as a nurse. Sarah is majoring in foreign language and international trade with a focus on Chinese language and culture. She has completed 2 international internships in Taiwan. She interned with Sunshun Stainless, a stainless steel company consisting of 30 employees, and with In-Tai Technology with over 400 employees. Through these experiences, she gained inspiration for her senior honor thesis, Importance of Cross-Cultural Understanding in International Trade, a case between the United States and Taiwan. Sarah has been highly involved with the university since she first stepped foot on campus. She joined the SIU Foundation as a student caller her freshman year and has been with us for more than 3.5 years. She has secured more than 750 donations and raised more than $55,000.
Wow, that's impressive. Congratulations. You must be good at it.
Sarah has become a member of a select group of callers to join the $50,000 club. Along with being a top caller, Sarah also takes a lot of pride in helping her peers, especially new student callers, become just as successful as she is. Sarah wants everyone to be successful so they too can raise as much money as she has towards the school she loves so much. Congratulations, Sarah. The Outstanding Faculty and Staff Foundation Award recognizes an individual who is currently employed by or retired from Southern Illinois University and has provided dedicated and long-term service and leadership to the SIU Foundation and University. Dr. Gilbert Gil Croning, will you please come on stage? Dr. Croning is retired Dean Emeritus of the SIU College of Agricultural Sciences. Gil is a highly supportive alumnus of the college and of SIU. He was a member of the college's inaugural bachelor's degree graduating class of 1959 and was recognized with the Outstanding Senior Award. He then completed his master's degree at SIU in 1960 and went on to Cornell to receive his PhD. He taught at Washington State University and in 1974 returned home to SIU, becoming the college's second longest serving dean. In 1986, he left his post as dean to become director of Office of International Agriculture in the college. He was tasked with aiding lesser developed nations in crop, animal, and fish production and distribution. He was also responsible for the development of a new university-wide program in foreign service. Dr. Croning was also instrumental in the creation of a student exchange program with agricultural programs in Lithuania and Russia. This initiative had a significant impact to international programs and international culture on campus. Dr. Croning and his wife, Jean Croning, who holds a bachelor's degree from the College of Education and Human Services and is a retired Carbondale realtor, established the Gil and Jean Croning Fellowship Lecture Series. This fellowship brings a distinguished speaker to campus annually to address issues such as U.S. and world agricultural, food, and environmental issues. Congratulations, Dr. Croning. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Our next award, the Outstanding Foundation Service Award, honors individuals who demonstrate great leadership, commitment, and volunteerism to support philanthropic efforts through their service and assistance on advisory or governing boards, events, programs, and so forth. There is no one connected with Southern Illinois University that deserves this award more than Paul Conti of Glen Ellen, Illinois. Paul has more than 40 years of service to SIU in a myriad of capacities. He started his loyal service in Chicago area not long after receiving his MBA in 1970. He worked on alumni scholarship programs for students who were planning to attend SIU. He helped organize and establish Chicagoland SIU annual golf outing, the famous Wrigley Field Day, and White Sox outing. Paul was elected to the SIU Alumni Association Board and served as president for 2 years. Subsequently, he was elected to the Foundation Board and served as its president. He literally spent decades serving on the board executive committees and ad hoc planning committees. You name it, Paul has been involved. Further, he served on search committees for university chancellor as well as president position and has mentored SIU presidents, chancellors, deans, and students. He served as an advisor to the College of Business and was instrumental in establishing the Student Investment Program currently in use through the SIU Foundation. Paul and his wife, Leanne, created a student endowment that they have funded for decades. Currently, Paul continues to serve as an emeritus member of the SIU Foundation Board. Unfortunately, Paul was unable to attend tonight, but has provided a pre-recorded message. Congratulations to Paul.
Roger, thank you ever so much for those wonderful words. I certainly appreciate them. My family and I are deeply honored and appreciative of this award. I only wish that my parents were still alive to be here to see this, as well as people like Jay King, Harold Dykes, Harold Keene, Keith Sanders, as well as John Moody. As I look back at my years as a volunteer for SIU, I noticed many things that have taken place. But I think one of the main things that we were able to do was to build the extern program with George McLean and Richard Smith. That was a tremendous opportunity to involve our students. Secondly, this year we're going to be having our 40th anniversary of SIU Day at Wrigley Field with George Lucas and myself and Roger Newhouse and Ed Berger, who basically helped put this all together. Then again, we're going to have the 28th annual golf outing here in Chicago this year, which has raised over $450,000 for men and women's athletics. And we've got people there with, again, George Lucas, Julian Pay, Forrest Farrell, Mike Kuchniarczyk, Nick Harkovic, Howard Spiegel, Mike Davids, and of course, Brian Wagner. As I moved over into the foundation and took over as president, my 2 years was very interesting because of the fact that 1 year I had to actually be the person who ran the foundation because our executive director had had a stroke and was recuperating. Only because of a great board and the great professionals that were in the foundation were we able to come through it. And then I look at the gift that Omar and Carol Winters gave to the College of Business. That was given to the students $25,000 to help them get involved in investing and learn how to do it. John Brewster and I thought maybe we could do something like that. And we brought it to the board, and the board approved that we gave them $250,000 for them to work and invest and learn how to do the business. When I first left, after I left the board, which was some 2 years ago, we upped that to over $1 million. So today, that group is managing our funds, over $1 million of it, and getting results as good as the paid managers are getting. So I want to thank you. I want to thank the entire board, all the people who've been here with me and served with me as presidents as well as on the board. I'm very honored to receive this, and I thank you. Wish everyone a happy 75th birthday. See you soon.
The Southern Flame Award honors an individual, family, or corporation for outstanding giving and generosity that has helped transform Southern Illinois University. This is the highest honor bestowed by the foundation. This award honors the philanthropy, the leadership, and commitment of the recipients. Pam and Phil Pfeffer, would you please come on stage? Pam and Phil met in a physics class as students and have each been significantly engaged with the university for more than 4 decades. While students at SIU, the Pfeffers were actively involved in many activities, including the Marching Salukis, where Pam was the head majorette and Phil was field announcer. Pamela was also a member of Alpha Gamma Delta sorority and Silver Wings, formerly Angel Flight, a student professional organization dedicated to developing leadership skills and community service. Pam, a Metropolis native, earned her bachelor's degree in mathematics in 1967. After earning her master degree in teaching mathematics from Vanderbilt in 1968, she was a university math instructor at the University of Tennessee, Nashville, before beginning her career in banking industry as a lending officer and branch manager at Nations National Bank. She was also an accounting instructor for the American Institute of Banking. Pam's grandfather, the late Lyndall Sturgis, was a key figure in this university's growth, serving as on the Board of Trustees for 30 years, including board chair from 69 to 71. Phil, a St. Louis native, is president and CEO of Nashville-based Tremont Capital, Inc., a private equity investment company specializing in newspaper and magazine publishing, web-based data management, reverse logistics, and other industries. He is a 2-degree SIU graduate, earning a bachelor's degree in math and chemistry in '65 and a master's degree in economics in '66. He completed a postgraduate studies in economics at Vanderbilt from '66 to '68 as a National Science Foundation Fellow. Among his university honors, Phil received an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters in 1997, the Southern Illinois University Distinguished Alumni Award in 1998, and Alumni Achievement Award in 1992. The Pfeffers, who received a Distinguished Service Award from the university in 2013, are life members of the SIU Alumni Association and Paul and Virginia Society. They have both served on boards for the Alumni Association, Foundation, and College of Liberal Arts. The Pfeffers epitomize the joy of philanthropy at SIU. Their giving began in '81 and has continued for 36 years. They support the Lyndall Sturgis Award, Marching Salukis, Michael Haynes Scholarship Fund, mathematics, economics, Pulliam Tower, athletics, College of Business, Class of '65, and Class of '67 reunion activities, just to name a few. In 1998, the Pfeffers created the Pfeffer Foundation Endowment Fund, which generates annual distributions that benefit the College of Liberal Arts and College of Science and provide grants in support of other projects and programs that support academic excellence. The breadth of their impact is university-wide because their love of SIU is rooted in the whole university, not a specific area. There is no one who exemplifies the concept of the Southern Flame Award. It is presented to the Pfeffers for outstanding giving and generosity that has helped transform SIU. Pam and Phil, we recognize you tonight in honor of the philanthropy, leadership, and commitment you have given to our beloved university. Congratulations. Thanks, Phil. We're proud of you guys.
Thank you all very much. First of all, we want to say that we are very honored to get this recognition. There are so many in this audience and who are involved in the university community who should have this recognition. Probably one of the first on my list, of course, would be Roger and his wonderful wife, who has done so much for our university. Pam and I came to this school in quite different ways. I came from St. Louis with a scholarship from the Illinois State Legislature and a job on campus. Pam had been involved with this university almost from birth, and she often tells stories of at 10 flying to Springfield with her grandfather to lobby the legislature for funds for Southern Illinois University. But we met in a physics class, as you heard. I turned physics into a study of curves, but we got through it. And I became the field announcer for the Marching Salukis so that I could travel with Pam after we were married when she was head majorette. And we've been involved with the school for a long time. We just treasure this university and everything that it has done for us and for our family, and for so many of you and your families, and for so many that have attended this university far and wide throughout the world. And again, we're greatly honored, and we thank you very much.
I congratulate all of our recipients. As the first recipients of these 4 awards, you've set a very high bar of excellence for those who follow you. Please join me in applauding all 4 of these recipients for the outstanding impact they have had on the foundation.
Thank you, Roger. How about one more round of applause, if you don't mind, for the award winners? Thank you. This portion of our show is brought to you by SomaHound, the brain relaxer for Salukis. Remember, when your Saluki goes into an inexplicable fit of craziness, a brimming cap full of SomaHound depresses that behavior and helps your Saluki become calm and relaxed. It also cures canine hiccups. Safe but effective, it's SomaHound. We may see if they want to sponsor Saluki Radio. It's going to be quite a week at Southern this week. Final exams this week, then graduation. I smile when I think of graduation, when I think about my father in 1978. I was a radio TV graduate. He always was skeptical of radio, TV, and sportscasting. And so he said, "Why don't you want to be a doctor?" And so even on that day, he said, "Why don't you, there's still time for you to be a doctor." I said, "Dad, I'm going to graduate." My mom said, "Why don't you two pose for a picture? Michael, put your arm around your father. Make it look natural." And my father says, "If you want it to look natural, then have him just put his hand in my wallet." Well, maybe that goes on still today. At this point, I'd like to introduce you to 3 very, very talented Salukis. Soprano Bryn Scuzzari, baritone Nigel Bird, and pianist Anita Hutton. They will perform the song that goes like this.
I'm feeling very proud.
You're singing far too loud.
That's the way that this song goes.
You're standing on my toes, singing a song that goes like this. I can't believe there's more.
It's far too long, I'm sure.
That's the trouble with this song. It goes on and on and on.
For this is the song that is too long.
Oh my God! We'll be singing this till dawn.
You wish that you weren't born.
Let's stop this damn refrain before we go insane.
The song always ends
Like this.
Aren't they talented? Their names again, Bryn Scazzari, Nigel Bird, and Anita Hutton. How many of you are SIU alums? Would you applaud if you're an alum? That is terrific. Thanks for coming. Thanks for caring. Do you feel like you've been out of college a long time? Here's a way to tell. We have a way for you to tell. Here's a top 10. You know you've been out of college a long time, too long, if, number 10, your potted plants stay alive. Number 9, you keep more food than beer in your fridge. Number 8, you carry an umbrella. The number 7 reason you know you've been out of college too long, your friends marry and divorce instead of hook up and break up. Number 6, you go from 130 days of vacation to 14. Number 5, your car insurance goes down and your car payments go up. Number 4, you feed your dog Science Diet instead of McDonald's. Number 3, dinner and a movie are now the whole date, not just the beginning of one. Number 2, over 90% of the time you spend in front of a computer is for real work. And now, the number 1 reason that you know you've been out of college too long. You don't know what time Taco Bell closes anymore. So that's the top 10. And now, a really special treat. I'd like to draw your attention to the west balcony and the beautiful Shryock organ. Here to play for us tonight is James L. Reifinger, Jr. Jim is coordinator of music education here at SIU, where he teaches undergraduate and graduate courses in music education, and he supervises student teachers. In addition to his work as a music educator, Jim is an active organist and a church musician. Jim, good evening.
Good evening.
That is a terrific organ, beautiful. What can you tell us about it?
It certainly is a terrific organ. This organ was installed in 1970 under the direction and design of the organ professor Marianne Webb, who was a professor here from 1966 to 2001. This organ has 58 ranks and 3,300 pipes.
What are you going to play for us tonight, Jim?
I'm going to play a tune called Trumpet Tune in D Major by David Johnson. This piece is featured on NPR's weekly music show for choral music and organ music called With Heart and Voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Reifinger. Very beautiful. Jim Reifinger, ladies and gentlemen. There are a great many stories to be told about SIU students, especially with this coming up finals week. There was a Professor Goodson who taught chemistry for many years, and he had two guys who did great on all the quizzes. One semester, they did great on the midterm. They knew they had an A going into the final. They knew they would nail the final, so they were confident. They were cocky. They went to Chicago. They partied the whole weekend. Partied the whole weekend. Partied too much. Couldn't get up Sunday. Test was Monday. Couldn't get back to Carbondale for the test on Monday. They missed the exam that they thought they were going to nail, and they had a solid A in. So they're panicked, and they go and see the professor, Goodson. Goodson has a kind heart. He agreed they could take the final on Tuesday, and the two guys were elated. They even studied the whole night. When he got there for the test the next day, Goodson put them in separate rooms, gave them each a tablet. They looked at the first question, something very simple. It was worth 5 points. They said, awesome. This is great. We've got this nailed. We knew it. Then they looked at the next question. And the only question for the rest of the test, worth 95 points, was which tire went flat. That's the story they told them for why they didn't make it back to Chicago. It'd been a little better if I told it right, wouldn't it? I'm so much better when these things are taped. We all remember how great it was back in our student days. Back in those days, your underwear supply dictated the time between laundry loads. When we were students, we could pack all our worldly possessions in the back of a pickup. You thought nothing of writing a check for 45 cents. You loved going to Mary Lou's for breakfast, sometimes lunch. Back then, we may have gotten more sleep in class than we did in our rooms, and your idea of doing your hair was putting on a baseball cap. Who could ever forget the time we spent at Campus Lake, the long walks through Thompson Woods? How many of you had a first date at the varsity? We remember it very well. Back when you were a student, your idea of feeding the poor was feeding yourself 10-cent packs of ramen noodles. Those were the days. Saluki students haven't changed all that much. The curricula has. We now have fashion design, a fashion design department. We have all kinds of IT courses and studies, something that didn't even happen in my day. The motorcycle riding program. We have ESPN3 now in mass communications. Here's the best, though, at least for me. Southern featuring a fermentation science institute now. Future brewers, vintners, and distillers take notes. Here come the Salukis. Now, I'd like to take a moment to introduce these guys to you. They're called the Broken Hipsters, and they're here on the Shryock stage. Leading the trio is Mr. Mike Newman. He's on guitar. How about introducing the fellow hipsters, Mike?
Well, thank you. Right behind me is our drummer and vocalist extraordinaire, Mr. Mark Rogers. To my right is the guy who holds the bottom end down, David Toretta. And we always dedicate this song to everyone that's here, which is you. What would you think if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Let me rip and I'll sing you a song, but I'll try not to sing out of key. No, I get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? Now how do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? No, I get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I just need someone to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Would you believe in a love at first sight? Well, I'm certain it happens all the time. What do you see when you turn out the light? I can't tell you, but I know it's mine. No, I get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I just need someone to love. Could it be anybody? I want from my friends. Yes, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I get by with a little help from my friends. A little help from my friends. Well, we thank you very much.
That is tremendous. You'd also deserve a round of applause for the name of your group, too. That is tremendous. This program is called Saluki Home Companion, and we modeled it after a Prairie Home Companion program, which Garrison Keillor hosted from 1974 through 2016. We are not a perfect model of that show. Believe me, I've studied Mr. Keillor's tapes, and a guy like me who's broadcast SIU games since 1978, copying a guy who made an NPR radio show and institution is not an ideal model. But I think there is a place where I perhaps fit tonight and should be at this rather than with the Saluki baseball team. I've seen Southern at its athletic best and as a magnet for the entire university. The 1977 World Series, their 40th year reunion is this year. There's some 20 members of that team who've come back this weekend. The 1977 NCAA tournament, I had the pleasure of calling the 1983 National Football Championship, the 93 NCAA basketball tournament, the 2002 Sweet 16, the 2007 Sweet 16, the 2007 Football Final Four, volleyball's first NCAA berth, golf and tennis, going to the NCAAs for the first time. The list goes on. I've seen the best. I've seen Southern at its worst too, and I don't mean just McAndrew Stadium. Passion for a place, genuine passion, I think, comes from experiencing both the place's best and worst moments. And I've seen most of them, most of both since 1978, athletically and academically. Striving for one, the best, and avoiding the other, the worst, are intense motivators for this Saluki. I'm an example of a life made better by this place. Many of you here tonight are people who've made things happen at SIU over the years financially. Many of you here tonight have made things happen here that aided my career. I'm here as an example that it works, that it's money well invested. What you do works, and it always will work. It's one of the reasons I wanted to be the Saluki version of Garrison Keillor tonight, to tell you to your faces that your work works, that I am very appreciative, and thousands of others are too, for what you've done and what you will do in the future. Thank you very much. I now have the really distinct pleasure to introduce SIU Master of Music student in percussion performance from the class of 2017. Would you please welcome Jamie Villasek. Behind us, they're rolling out Jamie's instrument, the marimba. What should we know about the marimba, Jamie?
Well, the marimba is a percussion instrument made of different sizes of wooden bars. You might notice they're arranged like a piano, if you can see that. A lot of people like to call it a big xylophone, but compared to a xylophone, it has a darker, richer tone.
What are you going to play for us tonight?
I'm going to play the second movement of a piece called Merlin by Andrew Thomas, written in 1985. It's based on a text from the epic poem by Edwin Arlington Robinson.
He is a very talented Saluki student, Jamie Villasek. Jamie Vilsack, ladies and gentlemen. He had us mesmerized, didn't he? We have a lot of talent to show you tonight. We hope you're having a good time. I want to bring out another Master of Music student at SIU. Would you please welcome, also from the class of 2017, the 2017 Master of Music student, Herson Perez Valentin. Herson is from Puerto Rico. So how did you make it from there to Southern?
Well, I heard about Southern Illinois University through a teacher here, Dr. Isaac Lausel, who teaches in the School of Music. And he recommended me the university, and he told me there was an opening for a graduate level study, and I applied, and here I am.
Very good. Play the violin. What will you play tonight?
I will play the third movement of the first sonata by Beethoven for violin and piano.
Ladies and gentlemen, Herson Perez Valentin.
For 150 years, this university has been home to something special. Ask anyone you see in a Saluki hat, and you'll hear the same thing. This is a place of high hopes where people come to make their futures. Many are the first in their families to attend college. Some are the first to set foot on a campus. At SIU, they find a home, and they find success. At SIU, our stories of success often share the same ingredients. They are stories about grit and determination. They are about hard work, in quantities that would amaze most people. And they're about the personal bond that happens when one professor or coach or mentor reaches out to one student and makes a connection. This is how lives are changed. And at SIU, it happens every day. Today, together, we are making a commitment to this kind of education, to a learning experience with lasting impact, to the mission of this great institution. Forever SIU is the campaign for the students of Southern Illinois University. Its goal? To secure $75 million in new philanthropic support. Through this strategic investment, we will increase scholarships and funding for student success programs. We will expand the learning opportunities we offer our students in the classroom and beyond. We will enhance our facilities and resources, the spaces and tools our students need to excel. And we will deepen our engagement in the community, putting our students, faculty, and knowledge to work to make a difference. Through this campaign, we are celebrating 150 years of Saluki pride. And we are setting the stage for the next 150 years. Join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in a warm welcome to the Forever SIU campaign co-chairs, Dan Cordy and Camille Logan.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening. I'm Dan Cordy, and joining me is Camille Logan. We are the co-chairs of the Forever SIU campaign. I hope you enjoyed that brief but important message about Forever SIU. We are officially engaged in a $75 million campaign over a 3-year period in which we will focus our energy on SIU's most important asset, our students.
Forever SIU is a volunteer-driven effort to assist Southern Illinois University and its students. We will encourage alumni, friends, faculty, staff, and anyone who is committed to higher education to come forward and make a gift or pledge to this important cause. As the video pointed out, students are at the center of this campaign. The emphasis on students has been a cornerstone for this institution going back nearly 150 years. Southern Illinois University is a place of high hopes where people come to make their future. Forever SIU will continue that tradition by providing funds which allows students to keep those high hopes.
A question you might ask, is now, given the challenging times, the right time to launch a campaign? The answer is absolutely yes. This is not about challenges, but about creating success. There is no better time to put our best foot forward on behalf of the students of SIU. Forever SIU has been designed to last 3 years so that the impact of this effort is immediate. We will see our scholarship funds increase in number, we will watch our endowment grow, and we will expand our learning opportunities both in the classroom and beyond. SIU has always been a place in which grit, determination, and hard work come together. It is a place where a professor or a coach or a mentor reaches out to a student and makes a connection. It is a place where lives change every day.
Forever SIU began January 1st, 2017, and will continue until December 31st, 2019. We are grateful to all of our colleague members of the campaign steering committee, as well as the foundation staff, for getting us on our way. Our goal is to achieve $75 million in contributions. These funds will help to change the lives of our students. These funds will provide the opportunity for connection. These funds will make it possible for our students to become the leaders of tomorrow.
Camille and I are pleased to announce that Forever SIU, the Campaign for Students, has already achieved $33 million towards our $75 million goal. We have 31 months to secure the remaining amount. We see it as a very achievable goal given the generosity of SIU's current and future donors.
We have momentum. We have a vision. We have the passion of our alumni and friends for SIU. We need you and others to join us as we strive to reach the $75 million goal. We commit ourselves to Forever SIU. Thank you, and please help us achieve our goal.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Camille. Quite an evening. I hope you've had a good time. I know I've had a good time. I want to thank again all of the performers and the participants in tonight's program. Most of all, we want to thank you, the dedicated supporters of the SIU Foundation. In this day and age, your contributions are more meaningful than ever, and you're all invited for some camaraderie, coffee, dessert back outside at the tent. And we close with, as Garrison Keillor might say, that's all we have tonight from SIU, where all the teachers are strong, all the alumni are good looking, and all the students are above average. See you under the tent. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.